G'day, it's Joel Rasmussen from Southern Cross Combat, and I'm here backstage at the Eternal 91 weigh-ins talking to Mr. Cam Rowston. Cam, first off, I'd almost want to say welcome back to fighting in Australia and welcome back to the Australian scene and the kind of regional scene. But you're a man who is putting in work. You've already had a fight back since the contender. What is the work? How is the body keeping up with the schedule?
The body's there. The mind is very strong. The body's following the mind. So it's hanging in there. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm very glad to hear that. What is kind of the attitude and behind the kind of booking fights back to back and this high schedule that you've got right now?
I feel like after you go on the contenders, like win or lose, your stocks go up. Like it's international. Like you got a lot of eyes on you. So it's what you do after that. Like you've won the iron's hot, and you got to strike while the iron's hot. So pump out those 2 fights. You got injuries, tape them up. Unless there's something debilitating like a broken neck, I mean, fuck, just keep fighting.
I think you would probably still find a way to make it work with a broken neck, though, knowing you.
Kurt Angle won a gold medal with a broken neck, so anyone can do it. Yeah.
Your opponent that you fought on that show, Torres Finney, he got another opportunity in the same season. Has there been any feedback to you about getting back on there? Have there been win some fights, come back?
That's been the vibe that I've gotten from the coaches. You know, no one really says anything specific. I know that I'm not too sure how it works with between the managers and the matchmakers. Nor do I want to know. That's not my job. But from the vibe I get from Coach Eugene and manager Ash, that's what it is. Just pump out the fights. I got given a number of fights I need to aim for, so I'm going to hit that number.
What is the number?
2 to 3. So we're at 2. Possibly, I don't know, could squeeze in one more before the end of the year. I heard Bali's looking good. Yeah.
They did, yes. Changu did announce they've got that fight coming up. Yeah. Would you do it? Let's be honest with me. Would you do it?
I'm going to get through this. I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm just going to focus on this one.
So fair. Something I've always wanted to ask you, I thank you very much for the time. I can make an assumption, but I still want to know the story behind the battle giraffe. Was there one instance of you being the battle giraffe that led to that name, or is it just like a general thing?
That's a Brad Waddell. That's a Brad Waddell fight name that's been branded to me. We were in lockdown and we're doing some like shuttle runs. I was Brad's a little pocket rocket. He was well ahead of us, and then when I got to the long one, I just strided him out. And he's like, "Fuck, you're like a fucking giraffe." And then I was like, "Yeah, giraffe." And then we started sparring. He's like, "You're the battle giraffe. That's it. You're the battle giraffe."
Talking about Brad Bretag, and obviously you're proudly repping City Kickboxing. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. You're originally from Oz, though. Where in Australia were you living before you went over?
I was born and raised in Sydney on the North Shore. So I was born and raised in Cremorne, Sydney, represent 2090. But then I moved over to Auckland in the start of 2019.
How often do you get a chance to go back home? And is there any family over in Auckland with you, or do you have to kind of split the difference?
No, all my family's in Sydney, so I can go back as often as I want to, really, to be honest. But it's like it's just picking and choosing the right time to go. I usually try to go after a fight or when there's a bit of a lull. But I love Auckland. I love staying around close to the gym, training with the boys. You know, that is my family in New Zealand. Is training out at CKB with all my friends, all my family there, all the uncles, aunties, cousins there.
Fighting back in Australia, fighting back in the home country, how is it?
Oh, it's good. I haven't fought in Australia since December 2019. So that was the last time I fought. I fought in Sydney on one of the shows there. And yeah, it's nice to come back here. The Woolworths is good here. The Woolworths and the Coles on fight week is, I hate to say it, but a lot better than New Zealand to get stuff to cut weight with.
No countdown over here. We call it Woolies as God intended.
Yeah, Woolworths as it's supposed to be, yeah.
And we talked about it just before. You said you're not looking through this fight. You were fighting Blair Bretag. What do you make of Blair?
He's good. He's athletic. He's strong. You know, he's quite young as well. I think he's like 25. He's got power in his hands. So it's going to be a real fight. You know, it's a serious fight.
Cam Rowston, I thank you very much for the time. I'm glad I got a chance to finally do this and chat with you. Best of luck in the fight, and I'll see you on the other side.